Here. So in this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to access the different programs that we're going to be using during our distant learning that we're starting soon. If you are not in the Groton Public Schools, a lot of these programs your district may use or may use other programs. But you'll at least get an idea of how to use your child's Google account information to easily navigate between pages. So in a previous video, I showed how to set up your Google Chrome so that your child has their own Chrome browser where all the work that they do is in their own browser and it's separate from your work. So I recommend you check out that video because what I'm going to show you has that already done. All right, I'm already logged in as a student here. If you are doing this on a a Chromebook from your school in Groton, when you log in, the screen that you see right here is what should pop up right away. If it doesn't, just click on the green, blue beach ball that's in the middle of the screen, and this will pop up. If you are on a personal computer or on a different type of device, then you're just going to go to the websites that I say. Okay, so from the perspective of a student who's logging in with a Chromebook from Groton, when you log in, you will have this bookmarks bar that's sent to all Google Chromebooks and all Google accounts in Groton. Your teacher may have added some links on this page, or your child may have dragged websites and put them down here to make it easier for them to find things at school. Well, it will now sync with this device. There's two other tabs that open with our computers. This tab is the library tab. So students use this to look up what library books are in our library, and they look up resources that's provided by the librarian in our district, in our building, sorry, and we can access all the different schools and we can look for all the books that are within our district, okay? Um, Obviously, right now with school closures, you won't be able to check out a book, but there's still some good resources there. The other one is the actual Clever login. What Clever does is our school district uses Clever. When you go to clever.com, it's a single login website, which means when you log into this website with your Google information, it saves it. And when you go to other websites that use Google, you're automatically logged in. Okay. If you don't use Clever and you go to each of these websites, some of them you won't be able to access your student work at all, what your child needs. Some websites will ask you to put in the whole email and the password and all that. So if you go this route and use Clever, you avoid that headache if you're a student here in Groton. So what you're going to do, if you have a school computer, it'll be on the already set to the next page where it says login with Google. But if you're coming here with a personal computer, you'll get this screen. So you're just going to log in as a student. And here, if your child's teacher, sorry, sent home a QR code, right then you would click on the QR code, hold it up, and then you'd be logged in Clever automatically. Grades 1 through 5, or any grade above first grade, isn't using QR codes. Kindergarten, preschool, you may have the QR code, you may not. If you don't have the QR code, you're going to have to click on type in the name of your school and then select it, and then it'll take you to this screen. So now everyone's on the same page here. If you have a school Chromebook or not, you're on this page, okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to click on the button there that says Login with Groton. Now I'm going to stop my screen for a second because I need to just block out a student's name when I log in. So I'm just going to click the Login button, and you'll see a book, and it's writing across it, and then you're logged into Clever. Okay, so now I can turn my screen back on because I am logged back in. If when you log in, you will have three apps across the screen. These three down here at the bottom. If your child's teacher has created a clever page with links, it would show up here under teacher pages. Okay. So now that you're logged into Clever, it keeps your Google information so that when you go to these websites, you're automatically logged in. Okay. So I'm going to go through what everyone has on everyone across our district in Groton. Everyone's going to have Dreambox, Newslea, and WorldBook Online. I'm just going to show you what happens when you log into each of these, but I'm not going to show you how to use the websites. I can do that in a different webinar. I am going to stop presenting again because I'm going to click on Dreambox. This is the easiest way to log into Dreambox. There's going to be some music. When you click on the Dreambox, you're logged right in. So when your child clicks on the Dreambox icon, they're going to see something that looks like this. It's different for older grades. I believe 3rd, 4th, and 5th has a slightly different format than K1 or K1-2. Okay. And then they can just play their Dreambox games. Okay. So this is really easy. This is much easier than going to the Dreambox website or any other platforms. Okay. So I'm going to X out of this and go back to Clever. So now I'm going to show the screen again. So back of the screen here, we have Newslea, and we have WorldBook Online. Okay, so Newslea is meant for grades 2 through 5, really. For kindergarten first, like we would have to, like we might read the articles to students if we're going to use this, but it creates current articles that are available for students that talk about real world issues, but that are appropriate for elementary school kids. So if you click on there, you're going to be able to get in and have a wealth of articles. So I'm going to click on it again. Again, I just have to kind of close out the window for a second and do this. Now, with Newslea and the WorldBook, your teacher may not be using it. It's a resource available to everybody. Your teacher may not be using it. Your classroom teacher will let you know if they're using that website, if they're using Newslea, and if they're using WorldBook. If not, you still can go in there and explore. So right now I have 3 dinosaur replicas stolen from Utah that have been found. Great. Something about a musher achieving boyhood dream, and a tiny skull trapped in amber belongs to the smallest dinosaur ever found. So these are interesting articles that you could explore with your kid at home. Okay. All right. So I'm going to stop the screen again as I bounce back to WorldBook Online. So I'm just going back to Clever. That's all I'm doing. Back at Clever here. If you want to go into WorldBook Online, you just click the icon and you're logged in. Okay. And again, there's several different activities, videos, activities to do at home, books to read, lots of things in there. Okay. All right. So now, if everybody in our district has those 3 apps, okay, now your classroom teacher may also have created their own teacher page, which will have links and resources to things that you can use at home. Okay. So, and every teacher is different. So I put a bunch of resources up here that from my students to use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the ones in order based on what you'll be using. In our district, everybody at the elementary level is expected to be on Lexia a certain amount of time each day or each week. So I put this link in here. If you don't have the link, you're going to have to go to Clever. I'm sorry. You're going to have to go to the Lexia website, Core 5, click sign in, click Core 5 program, and log in that way. Now, when you click on the icon, the first thing that pops up is you need to put in your teacher's email address to begin your adventure. So I would put in my school email address and then save it. This is just registering the device. Once the device is registered, you do not need my email again. Okay. Now, something else here, this is a website we're going to use a lot. So if you wanted to click and drag it down to the menu bar so that when your kid opens up their Chromebook or opens up the Chrome browser, they can just click on the Lexia icon. And then your child will put in their username and password. It is not Google. This is one website where you have to use a special login that your child should have memorized. It's the same information as what they use for their lunch, but I can't say anything more than that. If you have questions of how to log in, have your child try first, and then if they're not successful, contact your teacher and they'll send you the login information for Lexia. Okay. In a different video, I can show what Lexia looks like once they log in. Okay. So another thing that everyone's going to be using, no matter pre-K through 8th grade, is Google Classroom, and high school is using Schoology. So what I'm going to actually click on Google Classroom. I've put this link in so that the kids go right into their class. Okay. So I'm going to stop presenting again for a second, just to make sure that no student information pops up. Once you click on it, it's going to ask you, Google Classroom helps classes communicate, save time, stay organized, learn more. Make sure it's your child's email right there on the screen, which if you're logged in to the browser as your child, it will pop up automatically. You don't have to type anything in. And then you're going to click continue. Okay. And it says, pick your role. Are you a teacher or a student? Obviously, for your child, you're going to say a student. So now, once you're logged in, you're going to see classes that you are assigned to. And I am going to bring this back, bringing you back. So right now, this student is only in one class. If you're in an older grade, like middle school, you may see more than one class here. Okay. Um, you shouldn't have to do anything. Your classroom teacher will put in your child's Google information and link them to the class. If you don't see it here, just check with your teacher if they've actually shared their classroom with the students yet. Some teachers aren't going to share their classroom until Monday the 30th, when we actually are going to distant learning. Um, you also have this where you can join the class first. It'll ask you, do you want to join the class? And you just click join. Okay. And then you'll be into your child's classroom. Okay. And it'll give you a nice little tutorial. Okay. I'm not going to go in any further into Google Classroom because I'm going to do that in a separate tutorial video, how Google Classroom works, how you navigate around Google Classroom. Okay, so I just have to pause my screen again for a second because I'm going back to Clever. So now the other websites that are out there, another website that your classroom teacher may choose to use, it's called, let me share the screen again. It's called Pearson Realize. We use a program called Math Investigations, and the company that manages it is called Pearson. So your child's teacher may say go into Math Investigations, or they may say go into Pearson Realize and access some activities. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do that next. So I have it as a link here. If you don't have it as a link, you're going to have to go to the Pearson Realize website, which looks like this. It's going to take you there. And then for the first time, you're going to have to do sign up. Now, because we use Clever in our district, you don't have to put in their email information here. You're going to click the Pearson Easy Bridge Plus Auto button, okay? Because what's that doing is it's letting Pearson talk to your Clever account and get your Clever information. So I'm going to type in the name of my district. I'm going to click go, and I'm going to stop. Actually, I don't need to stop yet. So what happens is it's going to say your teacher has linked your Google class with your Realize class. And in order for you to submit assignments, you must link the classrooms together. Okay. So I got to stop the screen again for a second, just because confidential information. So you're going to click link accounts. And what this is doing is just letting Google Classroom and Pearson Realize talk to each other. So a screen pops up that just says your child's email address. So you're going to click their email address, and it's just going to ask, does Pearson have permission to talk to Google Classroom and share information? You're going to say allow. Again, all these programs that we're using are compliant with the state statutes of student privacy and also the federal statutes of privacy. Um, so then it's going to ask you to set up your account. So I'm just going to go back to this here. So just presenting the screen again. So choose your preferred language, pick an icon, and you can go in and change these later if you'd like, but you just go in, pick some things, and then you can go ahead and say, let's go. So then your child is logged into Math Investigations, or also if your district isn't using Math Investigations, they might be using some other program from Pearson, like Words Their Way is another one that's in here. So this is what it looks like once you're logged in. Again, this is as far as I'm going here because I can do another tutorial in separate for this. The focus of this one is how to log into the important resources. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to go back to Clever again. So just a couple. So your classroom teacher may have other resources to use. Another one might be ClassFlow, which is just it's a allows you to create interactive lessons where a teacher can be presenting a lesson and a student can see the lesson in real time on their own device and interact with it. Okay, so that is all the programs that definitely sorry, not definitely, but that your classroom teacher may be using. I'm just going to switch back to entire screen so you can see my screen again. A couple other good websites. Um, Even if your teacher isn't using these are good for you to use. You can go to Starfall. Storyline Online is a great one. If you're in our building, we have the Mary Morrison student links on our website. Brain Pop Junior is another great website for like videos, games, and activities on a variety of topics. Epic, if your district is using Epic or allows Epic, the kids can go on there and choose all sorts of books from their grade level, approximately, and it's authentic text and nonfiction text, fiction text, stories read to them, things like that. Go Noodle, if you need a break, like the kids need a movement break, you can pull up Go Noodle, and they put on like dance songs that the kids can dance to. And another one that I don't have on here yet, Raz Kids. Your teacher may choose to use Raz Kids, which you go to Raz Kids, log in with the information your child's teacher provides, and then they'll be able to read books, listen to books, do quiz questions, and record themselves reading books, and then send it back to their teacher. That's another resource available. So those platforms, if your teacher is using them, they'll let you know, and they'll let you know the exact login information for them, because some of those don't use Clever or don't use Google Login. The teacher has to create a new login, and they'll share that with you. All right, so that was everything in this video, which was just showing you how to log into these programs. And then I will be creating some other videos on what some of these programs look like to help you out as a parent. And then, of course, check the tutorial, parent tutorial on YouTube, and you'll see all of the videos that I have posted. Okay. And if you have questions, especially about getting login information or tech issues, please contact your classroom teacher, and then they will either help you or let you know who to contact to help fix whatever issue you may have. Okay, thanks, and I hope you enjoyed this video.